this little sequence, you need a chair, you might need a bolster. If the chair is an Iyengar chair, it's quite cold to sit on, so you might want a little foam pad or a blanket on underneath your bum. Other than that, it's a very simple chair practice. We're going to do some twists, gentle back bends, simple forward bend, and then take relaxation. Okay, so what I want you, we're going to start with chair Bharadvajrasana. And so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to stand up. You're going to walk around to the back of your chair and you're going to turn the chair around so that the back of the chair is facing the screen. And then you're going to take your right side and you're going to sit your right thigh next to the back edge of the chair rest there. Okay, now have a look and just see how I'm not sitting towards the back, I'm in the centre of the chair. I'm just resting my hands on the knees and I've let my feet come to where is comfortable. Okay, and allow the chest to lift up. Now you're going to take your right hand and you're going to place it just across. So if I just show you, so you've got an idea, it's a lift, it's a turn. And you use the back of the chair to allow the body to turn. Okay, so with all twists, the crown of the head stays above the tailbone so that you're able to maintain the natural curves of the spine, but also you're not twisting and shortening one side and over twisting or over lengthening the other, because otherwise you'll end up with compression. Okay, so just sit tall for a few moments, feel the feet on the floor and have the knees directly over the ankles, and just allow the thigh muscles to be drawn back towards the hips. And as you do that, notice that the spine has maybe lifted a little. And then grow tall to the crown of the head as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, relax the shoulders. And then just take this right hand and place it on the back of the chair, like you're going to lean over and chat to someone behind you in the cinema when we get back there. Okay, so here we go, we're resting the elbow on the chair, and then just bring your left arm on the outside edge, hold on to the chair back. Now those left fingers are going to pull the left shoulder around as you press the right shoulder back. Now you want to feel that there's a nice release across the back of the body, and you want to feel that you're still aware of your feet, and you want the pelvis to be completely comfortable. So you don't want to feel like you're wrenching or crunching your body around. That's not what it's about. It's about allowing the breath to feel like it's able to enter the rib cage, able to enter the diaphragm without restriction, and there's no discomfort, no catching in the back. And then take your head and look over your right shoulder. Keep the chest lifted, keep the spine feeling long, and allow the left side of the body to peel away from the spine. Allow the left ribs to move away from the spine. So you're creating space and unwinding tension from around the spine. Looking over the right shoulder, breathe. Grow tall to the crown of the head, relax the eyes, release the tongue. And make sure the pelvis feels completely happy, lower back is happy. A couple more breaths. Come back to center. Place your hands on your thighs, sit tall. And then when you exhale, you walk the feet back in, rock forwards and stand up. Now if you feel, I just realised, if you feel like your feet don't actually reach the ground in this chair, either wriggle just a little bit further forwards or bring a foam pad up to go underneath your feet. So again, you're sitting tall, now you've got your left side of the buttocks against the side of the chair. You're sitting in the centre of the chair. Press down into the hands, levelise the knees, activate the feet, draw up the arches, and then bring the left elbow onto the chair. Use the left arm, slide it around across the back, bring the right hand to come here, so the fingers, the palm is facing you on that right hand, and the heel of the hand of the left hand is pressing into the chair back. Exhale, turn, look over your left shoulder, and again don't use the force, the pressure of the arms. And if you know that you're guarding your lower back, then just back off a little bit and allow the pelvis to slide a little bit more as you move, but you're not trying to twist or turn out of that pelvis. You're not trying to undo the lower back at all. You're trying to just lift and allow the body to rotate like it naturally should. And if there's any discomfort there, just back off just a little bit. So you're just feeling what's going on. Breathing, crown of the head in line with the tailbone. Turn the head, look over your left shoulder. Keep the back of the neck long. Breathe. Nice wide and smooth breath. Soft eyes. Relaxed tongue, relaxed face. A couple more breaths. Feel like you're going up, growing tall. Don't allow yourself to feel as if you're shrinking. And then exhale, come back to center, rest the hands on the knees. Press the hands down on the knees to lift and lengthen the spine. Don't just allow the lower back to be pushed in, but feel as if the front of the body is also lifting up. And then if you want some extra excitement, you can spin around on the chair. Otherwise, stand up and walk around. Depends how you're feeling. Okay, so again, if you want to add more work, you can always put a wooden brick between the thighs here for you to squeeze. So if I know I didn't say you needed one, but I've got one here. If you put that brick, so it just comes between the knees, and that'll bring more of an awareness to the thighs. So feet coming forward, brick held between the knees, and you know that you've got your placement there. So the knees, they can move, but at least you know that you can feel them there. Press down into the hands. Activate the arches of the feet. With an exhale, turn, take hold of the chair. Sitting in the centre of the chair, tailbone in the centre. Lift the chest and then look over your right shoulder. Feeling like you're lifting evenly up and out of the pelvis. Feel the length of the sides of the waist, and the spiral should feel like it's going up. Look over your right shoulder. I've said that already. Breathe. And again, don't make the arms tell you where to go, but allow your body to guide you in your movements. The response of the tissues to allow you to know if you need to go, if you can go a little deeper. And then exhale, release. Take hold of the brick, go to the other side. Brick in front of in between the thighs, just behind the backs of those knees. Sit tall. Plug the tailbone in. But so the tailbone, when I say plug in, I want the tailbone to move away from the spine so the spine feels like it's naturally going up. Left elbow on the back of the chair, right hand in, left hand slides around. So if you've got particularly long arms, you might find that sliding the hand further down. Breathe. Look over the left shoulder. Lift the chest. This is chair Bharadvajrasana. Nice few breaths here. Releasing any tension from the day. I think they're making the roads pretty for G7. And then come back to centre, so you can hear the men working on the road still. And then release the brick. Okay, so the next pose, you're going to have to stand up. So stand up, you're going to take your chair and you're going to turn the chair around. Okay, place your hands on the chair or your elbows. And if your back is happy and you're happy too, you just stretch yourself back, either with the arms forwards, legs straight, kneecaps lifted. And if that feels like it's a little too much of a stretch, maybe on the shoulders, then you can just come to here and rest the elbows on the chair and rest the head down onto the chair. Breathe. So here, just finding that comfortable middle space. This is Ardha Uttanasana, half Uttanasana. You can work at the kneecap lift. You might then decide to take the feet back a little bit further. Again, if you're looking after your lower back, just take those heels out just a little wider and see if that brings you more release and relief. Breathe. Lengthening through the sides of the waist. And then look forwards. Place your hands and step forwards to come up. Bend the legs to step forwards and stand tall. Roll the shoulder blades deep into the back. Allow the chest to lift. You can press down with your hands to allow the spine to lift more. So the sides of the body are going up. The sides of the armpit chest is going up. Relaxing the eyes, releasing the tongue. And then you're going to turn around and we'll do the same again, but this time with the hands, palms facing towards you, and press onto the back of the chair. Allow the buttocks to be back onto the chair and let that chest lift up. So again, you're going tall. Feel that the chair is supporting you a little bit. Let the thighs press back. Make sure the chair feels stable and lift up the arches. Let the collarbones feel broad and wide. And just then allow the little fingers to touch the chair there. And stretch the arms down to lift the chest up. And then release. So now we're going to go to standing twist, standing Marichyasana. So you take your chair and take the back of the chair against the wall. I was going to take my ropes down, I forgot. Let me just move them. Not really in the way. So we're going to start with the right side of the body against the wall, and you're going to put the foot onto the chair quite close to the wall, okay? And then you're going to take your left hand and just place it on the outside edge of the knee, and you can hold that knee if you wish, and make sure that this hip, the standing hip, is moving in just a little. And then from here, hold the knee, take the left hand up high and just turn towards the wall. Standing into the leg and feeling like you're growing tall again. Arches lifted. Breathe. Just 3 or 4 breaths here. Feel again the lift of the spine and support of the standing leg. That thigh muscle should feel really strong on that left leg. Right side of the body, turning to the right, looking over your right shoulder. And then release. Stand with the legs, stand tall, and we've got to go to the other side. We've got to walk this time, we can't spin. Okay, so now it's the left leg against the wall. Go tall. Take the hand, palm facing in. Left hand onto the wall, open up through the chest. You should feel like the spine feels like it's comfortably lifting out of the pelvis. Have the weight in the heel of the foot, but the arch lifted. So you want to feel almost as if you're drawing up the very back edge of that arch. So you're not standing so far back in the heel, but it feels like the heel is well grounded and the toes are able to lengthen. And then look over your left shoulder. Breathe. Standing Marichyasana. And then exhale, turn your head back, bring your hands back, stand tall. First side again. So it's the right leg. This time the palm is coming out, so you can now wiggle yourself right in. You can make fingertips onto the wall, so that then you can brace yourself against that arm. And again, hand behind, Lift and turn, look over the left shoulder. You can stretch that arm out if you have the space to do so. I quite like it bent, it gives me just a little bit more purchase there. Be tall, hips moving towards each other, so it feels like you're creating maximum length through both sides of the spine. And just allow that left side to peel away from the spine, the left ribs to lengthen and turn away from the spine. Releasing those back muscles on the left side. Keeping the right side of the waist long. Breathe. And come back to center. Stand tall. And then the second side. So your left leg is up, right hand, fingertips coming to the wall, and make a cup, and that will brace the knee at the same time. Grip the hips together, stand in both feet well, so make sure the chair is stable. Please ignore the road traffic noise. Lift up through the chest, crown of the head tall. I didn't realise I was filming, obviously. And then look over your left shoulder. And again, you can stretch that arm out if it feels comfortable. You can stretch the arm up, which brings a great length through the body. My preferred way is this way, to take the shoulder blade deep into the back with the elbow slightly bent. And then peel, allow those right ribs to lengthen away from the spine. Breathe, looking over that left shoulder. And then exhale, come back to center and release the legs. Okay, so the next pose that we're going to do is another forward bend. Now if you feel like the forward bend with the chair on the chair back was enough for you, have your chair that way again, because if you go to the back the other way around, sometimes the chair isn't quite so stable. Otherwise, you're going to take your hands onto the chair here, and you can just walk yourself back, and you can stretch yourself back this way now. It's a bit like the upper body is doing a dog head down, whilst the lower body is doing an uttanasana. So the legs can work nice and strongly, make sure it feels comfortable on the back. Let the head just come between the arms, and allow the elbows to resist a little, so you get a support from underneath the arms there. So again, it's an uttanasana to the chair, or maybe even a dog head down from the hips to the fingers. So feel like you're getting a nice length. Keep the eyes soft, keep the tongue soft. Breathe. And then look forwards and step forwards to come up. Okay, so the next pose is Urdhva Mukha Svanasana using the chair. And I said about a bolster. If you haven't got a bolster, then you can use 4 foam pads and put them down where the bolster would be, maybe a blanket on top. And it's basically, this is for your knees. This is quite a small bolster. I'm wondering why I chose this one. In fact, I'm going to swap it for the red one I've got there. So I'll take this red one. No, I didn't choose the red one because my cupboard needs a new clip on it. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Right, so you're going to put the knees onto the bolster like this. And the pubic area comes down onto the chair. So the knees are supported and the pubic area is now supported on the chair, and you press that area into the chair. Now you bend the elbows and you're just going to lift out of the hips. So it's a little upward bend, and you just see how that feels on the lower back. See, make sure the arms and the wrists are comfortable. You can always opt out of this one if it's too much and carry on stretching in your half Uttanasana. If that feels comfortable, and then you come back to center. So it really does depend on how the wrists are feeling. I know Julie, you wouldn't be, I don't think your arm would be happy for it at the moment. So you can, if you find that that's not going to work, you can always do this pose where you're kneeling, and you can just rest the arms forwards, and you can stretch forwards this way, getting the arms, or even just rest yourself down, getting a nice length here, and let the back relax this way. So then you're not putting any work onto your forearms, Julie. Alternatively, you could hold yourself on maybe on the elbows. But see, again, it's about finding out what works. So we're back to dog head up with the pubic area on the chair, chest open, and then if you can stretch the legs away, stretch the legs away. See how that feels and look up. Don't force the head back, but let's just feel the upper palate and let that feel hollow so the face is soft. Tailbones pressing into the chair, breath is smooth. And then with an exhale, look forwards, release the knees onto the bolster, and you can just allow yourself to sit down. And don't lean forwards because we're going to do it one more time, okay? So the knees are here and supported, and it's very much about making the spine long and up. So you're getting this nice upward curl, okay? But you must have the legs anchored. So we'll do that one more time, hands to the chair, tailbone in. Let's get that lift to begin with, just see how that feels. Now if you go to straighten the legs and it's uncomfortable, just come back and rest the knees on the chair if this feels good. And then when you're ready, you can stretch the legs away one at a time, getting a good length, feeling that you're stretching from the big toes through the groins, lifting up. The upper palate feels hollow, neck feels long, lengthening through to the crown of the head. Breathe. Feel the work through the arms, lift up through the chest, and then exhale, look forwards, rest onto the knees, tuck the toes under, and then just very gently ease yourself back. Okay, and then from here, you can just come off, remove the bolster, put it to one side. Separate the knees. Okay, you're just going to gently turn and go forwards over the knee here, over that right knee. Okay, now Sally, I know you can't do this, so what you can do is you can sit on the chair, like so. You can sit tall, you can turn towards the right knee, support yourself, and just very gently go down over that leg. That. Okay, you can place the hands down and release the head down. You're still rotating over that bent leg. When it's time to come up, inhale, come up. So press into the hands, everybody, whether you're kneeling or whether you're sitting on the chair. And then if you're sitting on the chair, hands onto the back of the thigh, inhale, sit tall, lift and turn, and then go over the left knee. So exhale, gently fold forwards over that left knee. Release the body down, hands down to the floor. Keeping an eye, lower back feels comfortable. Okay, those of you in Virasana, as you're going over that right leg. So Virasana is the big toes together, kneeling on the floor. The left leg. Got muddled up. Make sure that you're not over curling that right side. Make sure the left side is long also. So both sides of the waist feel long. And then when you're ready, inhale, walk yourself back up. Come back to the center. And then those of you on the chair, you can just very easily, carefully fold forwards. And if you're on the floor, gently stretch yourself forwards. Adho Mukha Virasana, long spine. Release the head. Relax the eyes, release the tongue. Breathe. Relax the face. So if you're in the chair, maybe you're just holding yourself on your elbows like this if you're guarding your back. You can just rest the head, and what you can do here is you can cup your fingers and you can just rest your head into your fingers, allowing the chest to lift. If you've got cold fingers like I have, it's very comfortable on the front brain. Just quietens the front brain immediately. If you can go a little bit lower, you can release down onto the elbows, allowing the lower back to spread. You might find that the arms will drop down and the head can drop down. You might find yourself gazing then at the back edge of the chair, and you can just then hold the chair. But nothing too strong, we're just allowing the back to release. And if that feels compressed, you can always stretch those arms forwards. And so many different movements make the body feel so different. It's amazing. What a gift, this thing called yoga. And then when you're ready, walk the hands back. Press. So you're going to come to sitting, either in kneeling, Virasana, or sitting. Bring the hands, the knees together. You can sit on the feet, or you can sit on the bolster, or you can come back to sitting on the chair. Hands to Namaskar, close the eyes. Take a few breaths here. Balance the breath, left and right. Relax the eyes, release the tongue. Release the head down, release the hands, open the eyes, and then the final pose is Shavasana, but with the legs supported on the chair. So what you're going to do, if you need a pillow or blanket for your head, grab it. Lie yourself down, place your calves on the chair, and the Iyengar chairs are great because you've got that gap. Make sure that you're comfortable here. If it feels like you can't quite reach, you can put a foam pad underneath your bottom. Just before we take complete relaxation, clasp the elbows over the head. Give your spine a nice bit of length here. Couple of breaths. And change your clasp of the elbows, take them up and over again. Couple of breaths, legs feel heavy, arms releasing to the floor. And then release the hands. So release the arms down, release the clasp of your hands, either side of the body. Close the eyes. Release the face. Release the lower jaw. Relax the tongue. Release the eyes, so as if you feel the center corners or the inner corners of the eyes sinking back towards the back of the skull. Relax the shoulders. Allow the arms to feel heavy. Release the palms. Relax the sides of the waist, the abdomen. Release the lower back and the pelvis. And let the legs feel completely supported by the chair. Release the tissues of the face completely. And then just become completely absorbed by the observance of the breath. And stay here as long as you want. When you're ready to make a move, just bend up the legs. Let the feet just rest on the edge of the chair. Roll gently without disturbing your body to your right side and rest there. Roll a little further over to sit yourself up. You can come back to sitting in your chair or sit on the floor, just see how you feel. Namaskar. Lift the heart towards the head, bow the head towards the heart. The wisdom of the heart welcomes the intelligence of the mind. The intelligence of the mind is received by the warmth of the heart. Release the hands, open the eyes, and raise the face. Thank you. Good night. Good day.